Hi, I'm Jack. I'm one of the co-founders of Jack's Abbey Craft Lagers, and I'm here to talk about modern pils. So before we start talking about it, I'm actually going to pour this beer, and you'll find out why in a second. So Modern Pils is a new beer we launched this year, and it's a modern take on a German-style Pilsner. And one of the cool things we're doing with this beer is that we are only serving it as a slow pour. So even if you go to your favorite bar and they're serving this beer, it'll be poured in this fashion. And we'll talk a little bit about why that is. But Modern Pils is our way of getting a really bold, unique German noble hop aroma into this beer. So we use the most hops of any of our beer in the brew house for this Pilsner. So we use a blend of Tettnang, Hallertau Mittelfrüh, and Spalt Select to make this beer and give it that really nice herbal, floral character that you'll find in this beer. But we also brew this with a cool pool method, which means that a lot of our hops aren't added hot, they're added more warm, so that you don't get the bitterness. You get a lot of the aroma and you don't get the bitterness. One of the most unique features of this beer is the high carbonation level. And this is all done through natural carbonation. So one of the things that we pride ourselves at Jack's Abbey in general is natural carbonation, and this beer we carbonate to a very high level. Now we don't need to go into the technical terms of how much CO2, but we can say it's close to 50% more CO2 than you might get in your standard beer. Now because of that, it requires some really special draft system changes. You might notice we have a special faucet that is different from all these other faucets here. And you may also notice how long it's taking me to pour this beer. So even the combination of the restrictor flow here is causing this to take time to pour. This method of pouring is known as a slow pour because, well, it's slow. And it takes somewhere 3 to 5 minutes to properly pour this beer. So as we continue on, I will just continue to top this beer up until we have enough beer in the glass. Now one thing to note is that all the glasses here at Jack's Abbey have a marking for the volume that's actually in the glass. So the marking right here on this glass, well, you can't see it because there's all this foam, but 16 ounces is actually well below the lip. And we mark how much beer you get in the glass so that there's no misunderstanding about the amount of foam that you will receive when you get a pour of Modern Pils. Also, you might want to order a different beer first. That way you can wait for Modern Pils to be poured and you're not just really thirsty while you wait for the first beer. But we promise it'll be worth it if you wait for this beer. It is absolutely delicious, and the presentation of this beer is just fantastic. So we'll keep working on this beer for another minute or two. As we let it settle, the foam is really going to compact, it's going to get really solid, and then you will have this just lovely pillowy presentation of this beer when it gets to you. This beer is also canned, so you can find this beer in cans, and it does still have the same high carbonation level. So if you do choose to pour that can into a glass, there will be a lot of foam, and you might have to do a slow pour yourself. Of course, if you drink it out of the can, you don't have to worry about that. But this high carbonation level is sort of a consistent theme across all of our modern beer series, whether it's Modern Hef, Modern Fest, Modern Pale, all releases that will be coming out this year. All of them will have this high carbonation level and this special serving process in order to get the beer to you. So foam's a really interesting part of beer, and it's not really a part of the culture of drinking necessarily in the US, although craft brewers certainly have worked to make it a more important feature of drinking beer. Maybe the most famous beer that is known for its foam is Guinness, right? No one complains when they get a nice frothy foam cap on a Guinness. And the reason for foam is there's a few reasons for foam. One is it shows the quality of the beer. Only high quality beer with the right protein level can actually hold foam. Some beers cannot. It also helps to keep carbonation in. It helps to keep flavor in the beer, and it will affect just looking at it is pretty cool. So presentation, we all drink with our eyes first, and certainly that's part of craft beer. What that beer looks like is perceived through the quality of that beer for various styles. And this beer being clear, not hazy, but has this really beautiful foam cap that allows the presentation, and you can start seeing how this is really coming together really nice here. So the Modern series was inspired by a lot of the research that myself and my co-author Joe did for our book Modern Lager. And we were really inspired by some of the presentation of beer that we saw across this country and across the world, and wanted to bring some of that back to our brewery. So slow pour is not new to us. There's certainly a culture of slow pour beers in parts of Germany, and definitely probably the most famous here in the US is Bierstadt, known for their slow pour Pils. This is not a slow pour being their trademark name for their beer, but the process of slow pouring a beer is still what we are doing here. So I'll call that good, and you can see that nice fluffy foam cap there that you just can't beat or can't recreate doing a normal pour.